Hey guys, this is Comic Uno, and today I am doing a review for Powerpuff Girls Episode 1, Man Up. So this is a new Powerpuff Girls show on Cartoon Network, and actually they released the first episode on iTunes early, so that's why I am reviewing this episode. And it does release in the middle of April. So let's get started and start talking about this episode. Now this episode's only about 10 minutes long, so I'm curious when they actually do it on Cartoon Network, if it's going to be 2 episodes they're premiering at once, or if they're just going to do the episode thing like they do with other shows like Teen Titans Go. Now with Powerpuff Girls, they used to have the 10-minute segment for each episode, but there was always 2 episodes, that way it creates a half an hour. I kind of missed that, but I guess they're just changing their format a bit. But let's actually start talking about the episode itself, where we get to see our Powerpuff Girls go to this festival. They meet this guy who is all about like calmness and spiritualness and being happy. He's a little bit of a hippie, but then we get to see our main villain of the episode, who's all about being a man, and even though he's short, he wants to defeat the Powerpuff Girls because they're the Powerpuff Girls. So he just comes in randomly, and Buttercup gets really upset. We see that her anger is a problem. So the guy who's at the festival said, "Let me help you." And she becomes very peaceful in the episode. And then she realizes, I can't really do that. There's a balance. Let me defeat this guy. And she's able to defeat the new villain who's all about being manly. So what do I think of the episode overall? I will say that I thought I was gonna dislike this more than I did. That's a compliment. No, but yeah, it's very different, and I watched the Powerpuff Girls special. I think that aired about a year ago, or 2 years ago now, and I was not a fan of the animation. I thought the humor was ridiculous, and it was just way too out there. But then when we go to this show, it feels a little bit more like the original humor-wise, I'll say. There was definitely at least once or twice in the 10 minutes that made me chuckle. Like when Bubbles gets hit in the eye from Buttercup. I thought that was really fast-paced humor. Like when we see Buttercup put a flower in one of the guns that the small man has, that the villain has. I thought that was some fun, interesting jokes in the episode. But the actual story wasn't great. I think if you want to introduce this show, and obviously this is targeted not for old fans, it's definitely more targeted at saying, hey, we like the Powerpuff Girls, let's do it again for the younger generation. It's not targeted to people my age and people who watch the show growing up. But yeah, so it's weird because there's different voice actors for the show too, and the voice acting's really, really off. We have Blossom, who has this like Valley Girl like accent. Buttercup, who doesn't really have that raspy voice anymore, which is really weird. It's much lighter. And then Bubbles, not being like Tara Strong. Tara Strong had a very, very high-pitched Bubbles voice, but it worked because it's Tara Strong. And here is just kind of almost the same as Blossom's voice. So the voice acting was definitely something that took me away from the episode. And then the actual episode with the villain, I think it would have been better to introduce to older fans, and why it's not targeted to us, is if you had an old villain, like, it would have been really easy just to put Mojo Jojo. They could have done the same exact things, except make it Mojo Jojo. Make it, I don't know, anyone. Make it any of the villains. Make it him. It was just weird to have a new villain like this who had no motives, no interesting quirks besides that he's a little guy who likes to be manly. It wasn't really that funny. I think the funny part in the episode was how Buttercup reacted. And even though the voice acting's different in the show, I do applaud, I guess, the writers that the personalities are pretty well done in the show. I think they really got everyone's personalities right, especially Buttercup, because this is her centric episode. But yeah, overall, it was, like I said, it was a lot, I don't want to say a lot better than I expected, but like I was entertained, I guess, for the 11 minutes I watched. It didn't really feel like a Powerpuff Girls show. Even the artwork wasn't as detailed, and it didn't have that bold that bold artwork that the Powerpuff Girls is known for is very thin line, and it looked a bit weird, but I thought the action looked pretty good in the episode, and it gave me enough to at least want to try the next couple of episodes. It didn't feel like Teen Titans Go, where it just felt like a whole different type of show, and I guess this did too, but had some familiarity to the show that I will give the next episode a try. Let me know in the comments below if you would like me to review episode 2 or just review Powerpuff Girls in general. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. This is Comic Uno. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. Don't forget to like my Facebook page. Also, description below there are links for my comic book, Like Father, Like Daughter. And don't forget to like the Facebook page of Like Father, Like Daughter. I'll see you guys later. Bye.